This is Tom, your host for the Hidden Truths channel. How's everybody doing this evening? Tonight's live stream is going to be on when you can't escape the trap no more. And what I mean by the trap that the government's setting to catch all of us. Okay. Anyway, we're going to discuss that tonight. So it's ought to be a good discussion. By the way, I got to waste a little time for people to show up, for YouTube to set out notifications. Got to kill a couple minutes. So anyway, let's talk about this new, because this will only take a little bit of time anyway. This ain't a 15 or 20 minute subject. The peace plan, the peace in the Middle East that we got now. Does anybody believe that? Does anybody believe that for a second? That Donald Trump achieved peace in the Middle East? Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Good to see you tonight. Yeah, we ought to have a good discussion. He might be a little busy in the old get rid of people. But yeah, we're going to discuss escape when you can't escape the trap no more. By the way, the peace deal with Donald Trump. Okay, no, it's not going to work. Never. I mean, they have been fighting for many, 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 many years. Stupid fly. And, he thinks he created peace. I don't think so. I mean, Jimmy Carter back in the 78, I think it was, or 79, it must have been 78, in the Camp David Accord. Maybe it was 79. Anyway, peace in the Middle East, never going to happen. Those people refuse to get along together. It's like, the Nazis and the communists may get along these days, but the Muslims and the Jews are never going to. So this is just another smoke and mirrors bullshit, retarded. I mean, how long do you think we're going to have peace? You mean all of a sudden Iran and Israel are going to get along and they're all just going to, what about down there and the Houthis? Are they going to jump on board with this too? Anyway, the United States, we ain't going to bring peace nowhere. Because if we did, the military-industrial complex ain't going to be making too much money, are they? Anyway, I don't believe it for a second. And the thing about the Nobel Peace Prize, right? They say Trump didn't get it because they had to be in by January 30th is when the deadline date was. Well, I'd like to remind the Republicans, not that Donald Trump deserves it, because he definitely don't. I mean, you don't bomb a country and then deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. But remember Barack Obama? He got the Nobel Peace Prize in 2017. 2009. The year he took office. So anyway, maybe the Republicans have a really short memory span, but it just means that prize don't mean shit. Anyway, hey DC, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you being here. Well, YouTube's doing its normal, stupid, stubborn stuff, man. I tell you what, I just can't seem to get any traction on YouTube anymore. Anyway, but let's get into the subject. When you can't escape the trap they're setting, okay? Anyway, we all know what a trap is. We've all caught, or most everybody set a mouse trap. Me, I actually trapped when I was in high school. It was the way I made some money during the wintertime, during trapping season and stuff. But what do? You bait the animal with something so they'll step into your trap, okay? And then once it gets trapped, it knows it's screwed. Its life is over. Like with, muskrat and stuff and that type of stuff, you set the trap so they drown. I mean, once they get caught in that trap, but they're enticed by it. And our government is doing the same thing. Trying to sit there and coax people into that cage. And then when they slam the door and people finally realize they lost their freedom, and they act like a crazy animal, and they can't get out. No matter what you do, you can't get out. I mean, with all this digital ID and digital currency, I mean, a lot of us have seen the movie 1984. If you haven't, I suggest you watch it. But the part that sticks out in my brain is the beginning of it. When that guy's in his apartment in his little fucking corner, in one little space in the world he had, where he wasn't being monitored. But he was trapped. And Americans are falling for this stuff hook, line, and sinker. Just like, oh, this tariff rebate. Oh, the government's going to give me some of my money. How about the government don't give me my money, that money, cut taxes. So, instead of getting $2,000, cut my taxes by $3,000 that year. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, the government is setting this trap and people are falling for it. I can't believe they don't see it. And like I say, what do you do when you're caught and you can't get out no more? When everything is monitored, every major intersection has some type of checkpoint there that you got to go through. Got to show your papers. I mean, I'm going to be living like I am behind me first. But I see that's coming because people, things are so bad under Biden. And we wanted somebody to come in and fix everything. So we sat there and got Trump in and basically let him do whatever he wanted to at first. And then he ended up doing nothing. Right? Nothing at all. But yeah, they want to sit there and trap us, everybody. It's not going to be a good way to live. Like I say, with this channel, I'm trying to open the door to their cage they're in and trying to coax them out of their cage. Say, hey, come out here and look at the bars from the outside once. See where you've been. Go see the freedom that all your senses can feel the second you get out of that cage. Yeah, I know it's going to be a little scary that you're going to have to take care of yourself and you don't have the government there as a safety net to take care of you. But imagine the life you can live when you can spread your wings and soar instead of staying on your perch in your cage. And people are willing to give that up, that freedom. They have no idea. They want all this to make their lives more convenient. It's just making it more convenient for the government to sit there and take over our lives. Then all they do is got to sit there and show a little green piece of paper to people and stuff. And that's the bait that gets them. And they're talking, you think $2,000, oh my God, that's some good money. That's because that's chump change to these people. They're buying you for $2,000. Chump change. Stuff that $2,000, does that even buy them a meal anymore? And people sit there and take the bait. Maybe instead of putting peanut butter on the mousetrap, we'll use a better piece of cheese. Anyway. But people are falling for it. They don't see the trap. It's like people don't understand no more. They're willing to sit there and give up their pursuit of happiness and their independence and their freedom so the government can take care of them. How is that pursuing your happiness? That comes with ups and downs, people. Good times and bad times. But in the end, hopefully you learn from the bad times and you excel in the good times. And you get to the point where maybe you can retire and enjoy some of it. Don't worry. They're going to get rid of that too. They'll find some way to entice people and say, yeah, you need to work for the rest of your life. I am glad the fighting stopped. Order out of chaos. Yeah. Completely destroy something so they can build it back up. And they're doing a damn good job on our financial deals, aren't they? Real damn good job. You know what, guys? Since YouTube is not going to promote this live stream, I'm going to pull a number on them. Yeah, I'm going to give it another 5 minutes. If I don't have anybody show up, I'm going to quit the stream, wait for about 5 minutes, and come right back up again. And you'll notice the difference. These are the games we got to play with YouTube. A computer algorithm, because when they finally get caught, YouTube, when it's time for somebody to go to jail, they're going to be like, well, we didn't have it. The computer did it. The algorithm did it. We don't know what was going on. This is bullshit. This is just flat out bullshit what YouTube does. Anyway, but I'll download a short. This is, I never learned in school that the First Amendment was determined on who thought you had the right to speak. Like I say, these platforms, they don't no longer care about money. It's no longer about money. They're all in cahoots. Every goddamn last elite, in the West, maybe not the East, but in the West, Europe and us, all these elites want the same thing: absolute control over us. They want us to fear them. Now, being a Marine, I don't know how I'm supposed to fear a bunch of beta males. And they got all these alpha males that are standing behind them, acting tough and stuff. And the beta males, you know what it was like going through high school, dealing with those damn people. And then they grew up, got resentment, became politicians. They want to sit there and take it out on everybody that's physically superior to them. Anyway, whatever. But we'll try it again, because YouTube is definitely, seems like Netanyahu is stopping his genocide, land grab in the Middle East for PR just now. DC, this is just now. This is just this week. Let's wait till next week comes, all right? I wonder who the third person is in here. I bet you it's Google. Bet you ain't mine, it's Google. So, I guess I'm talking bad about the peace deal. See, like I say, they're all in cahoots. Now you got Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos and who's ever other on these social media platforms protecting Trump, making sure Trump looks great. I mean, are you kidding me, Trump? Peace in the Middle East? Not happening, sir. Unless you can walk on water, it's not happening. No mortal man is going to solve the problems over there. But don't worry, in the press, they'll keep saying, oh, yeah, it's great, it's great, it's great. Just another trap for people to have faith in their government. How can you have faith in the government? Steals from you unbelievably. It's setting traps for you, taking your money. And like I say, they're using money to sit there and bait the trap with these people. And who's supplying the money? The taxpayers are screwing over. So the mice are supplying the bait for their own traps. Why we let the government sit there and have any control over our finances at all? Like I say, taxes should be based on what you spend, not on what you make. That should be between you and your boss and the wall, and that's it. Not even other employees. Oh, we got to treat everybody the same. Oh, you've been here a year, but you've been a piece of shit, broke everything. It doesn't matter. You get the same raise as this guy who busted his ass, made us money, and you all get the same raise because same time here. That stuff is beyond bullshit too. Anyway, but the movie called They Lived was spot on. I haven't seen that movie. I'm going to watch it. Roddy Piper, I mean, that was back in the 80s. I'm starting, I know that the glasses where you could see the aliens and stuff, and nobody else could. It just, yeah. Because like I say, these people aren't acting like human beings, as you and I would know each other as human beings. That's not happening. People, they got a God complex. They feel that they have a right. No, it's their mission to sit there and shape the world the way they want. People the way they want stuff. Like I say, they're just setting the trap and everybody's going for it. Hey, it's pretty cool. I ain't got to do nothing. What do you do about these people? You can't wake them up. Absolutely cannot wake them up. I mean, I don't know if it's because of they got that and their brains mush now, but they have no common sense. And all they sit there and deal with is irrational, emotional anger. But don't worry. I think part of the trap they set is a mental trap. Okay? And, one day these pharmaceutical companies are definitely going to pay for the shit they did. I know that. Like I say, just see how cigarettes were advertised back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and what happened to the cigarette companies in the 80s. They deserved every bit of it. Anyway, I still don't got nobody showing up. DC and Jeff, I appreciate you being here. But we are going to try this live stream again here. See if I can snatch some people up. Like I say, F you, YouTube, social media. Some people are just a little bit more determined, but they're trying everything they can. I guess I got too many views last night, right? Shit. Like I say, you sit there and study your analytics and you can see them. When I used to get, 200 hours in a day of viewing hours, and now it takes me 2.5 weeks to get that. I'm sure it's got nothing to do with the algorithm shutting people up. Anyway, but I'm going to take about a 10-minute break, and I will be back. I don't know. It must be about almost 20 after, a quarter after 7. I will be back here at 7:30 around then. And yeah, they're all these pharmaceutical companies are corrupt. They want people unhealthy, and they're producing drugs to make people unhealthy, not kill them, just string them along so they can sit there and take their life savings before the nursing home gets them. Anyway, like I say, I'll see you guys then in about 15 minutes, and we'll see if we can actually have a live stream that has some people show up. Anyway, we'll see YouTube. Anyway, see you guys in about 15 minutes. This time with Hidden Truths. I'll be back shortly.